I am soaked on opening night of Universal Halloween Horror Nights, but man, oh man, has it been worth it. It has begun. Halloween Horror Nights 2023 has begun. Welcome to Universal Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights 2023. The excitement is building. I got my blinky cup. I am ready to go. The weather's not looking so good. I got a cold brew. I'm ready to go. I'm getting hyped for tonight. It is about 5 o'clock. We're about to do Stay and Scream for Halloween Horror Nights 2023. This is going to be very exciting. You're going to walk through Dark Zodiac, where you're going to go into an alternate dimension filled with mysterious creatures that are older than time and space themselves. You are going to encounter monstrous creatures throughout a jungle 1920s expedition through the jungle of doom, Scarezone. That is where you will see trippy creatures that will look like they are from another dimension, but they were created in the vast jungle of doom. You will run into vampires from 1969 Music Festival. They will be hippie vampires in Vamp 69. Get ready for that. Shipyard 32 will have mysterious, monstrous creatures locked in cages as Dr. Oddfellow's oddities take over the shipyard. And everything was going so smoothly until it stormed, and I mean it stormed very bad. And this was my very first Stay and Scream, so I was not an expert at all, so I was very confused, and basically I was too late to get into the Stranger Things line, so we really only got to choose between Universal Monsters and The Last of Us, and we chose Universal Monsters, so we hopped in line. We had to go to a Stay and Scream location, which all of whom that were still open were outside. So we got soaked, and then we still waited about 30 minutes for Universal Monsters. It was awesome. I mean, look at me. I'm soaked from head to toe, but Universal Monsters was so good. The set pieces, the costumes, it was very dark, it had a cohesive story, and it was pretty scary. I mean, I got some good scares. I'm with Denise. She did not get as many scares as me. I got some pretty good scares in that house, so I was pretty impressed. And I think every single year Universal Monsters has a great house. We have the fog. It looks like the Jungle of Doom is already being started. So the rain has stopped, and it looks like it's showtime in the Jungle of Doom.
After all those scare zones, I have to tell you about the food and drink options. We get a little bit hungry at Halloween Horror Nights, and if you want some Twisted Taters, well, you gotta come to the back of the park by the ET ride. Not only is this the location for the Twisted Taters, but it's also a location for 3 different bars, and yes, they have draft beer and they sell the Blinky Cups. Personally, my favorite drink at Halloween Horror Nights is definitely the Hackabschor Oktoberfest, which is an authentic German Oktoberfest beer. And you might remember the Lacto Cooler beer, which is a sour wheat ale, and this is a pretty sour but also kind of sweet beer. And it comes in a tall can, so a little bit more alcohol and it's a little stronger. Now there are a limited amount of drink stands that have draft beer, but this is one of them and it's over by the Jimmy Fallon ride. But if you're trying to keep it simple and you just want a can of beer, well, you can find one of these drink carts around the park, and they also serve a pretty good hard cider here. The Crimson Chaos hard cider is pretty sweet, but it can be pretty refreshing on a hot night. And Peacock is hosting the Halloween Horror Bar. There are 2 bars back here, but it's more like 3 because they have so many bartenders, and right out front there's actually a pretty cool photo opportunity. And I have not tried many foods at Halloween Horror Nights this year, but I did try the Surfer Boy pizza, and boy was it delicious. Now I just want to give you some of my thoughts about some of the houses and the wait times because, well, we did stay and scream, and because of the storm it got all messed up and we really didn't even need to do it at all. But if it's a normal night and it does not storm, well, you might get 2 houses done by the time the park opens. And I did wait about an hour and a half for Stranger Things, and let me just tell you about it.
We just waited about an hour and a half for Stranger Things Season 4, and boy was it worth it. If you are a fan of the Stranger Things series, this is a great theatrical house. So many fun scenes inside. Vecna, Demigorgons, you name it, without spoiling too much. It was a great house. I give that probably an 8.5 out of 10.
Dr. Oddfellow, the icon of this year, had his own house, and I actually really enjoyed this house. I mean, it was scary, and the theming was very well done. The Darkest Deal was surprisingly very theatrical, and the set pieces were wonderful, and it had such a cohesive story. I loved this house so much. The Blood Moon house was also one of my favorites, and it felt like Wicked Growth Part 2, and it seems like it's going to have a short line this year. Well, that's everything so far, and I'm definitely going to make so many more Halloween Horror Nights videos, and I apologize that this video is a little bit late, but if you did enjoy this video, please leave me a thumbs up so you can help grow this channel. And also, if you would like to help me grow this channel and continue making videos, please subscribe down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a wonderful day. Peace.